Hi, everybody. Oh boy. Okay. So I had to do another video. I should have said part two, but I hope you guys understand. This is day 25, and we had three witnesses today. We had Demandus, Deaver or Dever, and Dr. Marie Russell. Okay, now I talked about Demandus a little bit, I think. Um, he is a high school friend. He's known the former trooper proctor since high school. The reason he's important is because he was involved in the text chain that involved Dr. Proctor's or former trooper Proctor's very insensitive comments toward Karen Reed. Now, the difference between him and Proctor was he was sensitive enough to not want to read what someone else wrote. However, okay, so then Brennan said he was going to say the text anyway, and he even left out the most offensive word. So they weren't truly what he said. Okay, moving on. Then the next witness was Deborah. Um, And the reason why I called her Deaver in the first place was because she just had this look about her that she did not want to be there. And I mean, that's not uncommon. However, we find out much later in her testimony that the reason she doesn't want to be there is because apparently she doesn't like Alan Jackson at all. And I don't know exactly why, because all he wanted her to do was tell the truth. And she told the truth, but it took a while to get there because she was another one of the witnesses that parsed words like every other word. And when he mistakenly mispronounced her name and called her Deaver, she made a big to do about, well, first, the other person who talked to me knew how to pronounce my name. Ugh, wow. And so, I didn't like the witness at all. Not because of, I understand, like I said, not wanting to be on the witness stand and maybe being a little nervous. I understand that to a point, but she just took it beyond what's reasonable. So, okay. So then we get to the legend of the day. This is why I call her the legend. Because after I give you a slight taste of her CV, you're going to think that I haven't done anything in my life. And I don't mean that as a put down. I just like, okay, she was the first woman cop in her area in 1977. She did that for a couple of years. And besides which, she was going to school and she had a job and she had another thing. She was like doing two and three things at the same time. And then she was a physician for several years. While she was a physician, she was a fellow on certain boards. And to be a fellow, you have to be high ranking and you have to perform certain duties and things. And then she was a doctor of this, and then she was a doctor of that. She's got three doctor's licenses in different states. Like she's got doctor licenses in different states, California, Ohio, and Massachusetts, and some other places too. I think there was another place too. I mean, and this is all before probably I was alive, most of it. So, yeah. Okay. So, as expected, um, the defense attorney, Alessi, didn't really have to cross, didn't really have to ask her anything. I mean, he asked her and then let her go. And then, of course, you have the cross from the other person, right? So, in the back of my mind, I'm going, okay, there's going to be a cross at some point. Now, I wonder how bad he's going to be to her and how rude and everything. And of course, he tries to dismantle her evidence. But I mean, with this lady's level of education and um, work history, if you question her at all, you look like an idiot. I'm sorry. And so, he was trying to be very parsing of, well, before the case started, you weren't sure what caused the wounds, were you? And she's like, well, no, but you have to go in with an open mind before you can determine what it is. And he's like, well, but that shows your uncertainty, right? So, suffice this to say that she's going to be back tomorrow because they couldn't finish her cross today. So, we're going to get more Dr. Marie Russell tomorrow. So, I'm really happy about that. Now, the question is going to be who's going to be the next witness after her? I don't know. Because there was a lot of talk about if they're going to show or have the former trooper. But then again, I don't think so because they got the really bad text messages in another way. So now technically, I guess they don't need him unless they just want to really prove the point. But to me, it wouldn't serve any purpose. So, but I'm still on the fence of who they're going to call next. And then also, I've always had this thought that if you need too many witnesses, your case must not be that strong. So they're only on witness number 4 at this point for the defense. And so I'd say like maybe 10 to 15 may be reasonable. Depends on what you want to get out of somebody and like what you think is going to prove. And also, you don't want to have the jury or the judge sitting there for what seems like forever, you know? So you have to balance those two things. So, yeah, come back tomorrow. I'll cover the next day of trial. All right, bye, guys.